So, ladies and gentlemen, Belotti is closer and closer and closer than ever. And in this live stream, I will explain exactly why Belotti is closer, and especially why so many Roma sources are saying that Belotti will most probably even land in Rome this weekend. That is how probable this situation has become. This is how likely the situation has become, because there were, and Tiago Pinto has encountered some complications when it comes to this deal, just because he was fixed to the point that Shomurodov had to leave, and now Bologna aren't even too convinced about Shomurodov. And so when it comes to that side of the argument, then there were complications. This was not an easy deal, 100%. But when you turn around, you turn the corner, and you look at the Belotti side, there has never been even a doubt in Belotti's mind about this destination. He wants Roma. He has wanted Roma the minute he became a free agent from Torino. And I think, I've said this already, he needs to be respected for what he's doing, because bear in mind, every major league has restarted, if not every single league has restarted back again, and he is right now, at time of speaking, still a free agent. That is why he needs to be respected, because he has turned down so many bids to wait for this one, to wait for Roma to prepare the assault, to wait for Roma to sell some players. He was confident about this. He knew that Roma at a certain stage was and would become in a position to prepare the assault for Belotti. And in these days, in coming towards today, but also in these following days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there are going to be key contacts between Belotti's agents and Roma to finalize the final things. And then hopefully Belotti will become a new Roma player as soon as possible. Now, when it comes to him, as we already discussed, he has never been so confident about the destination. In fact, yesterday, Galatasaray presented a very big economic, financial offer when it comes to Belotti. It was around, I'm not saying twice, double the amount that he's gonna earn at Roma, but we're very close to that. Belotti has turned down an offer from Galatasaray, who's a rich club, where he would have probably earned double the amount of what he's going to earn at Roma if this deal completely happens. And especially, he's turned down a bid when we're at a stage where players need to find teams. So when it comes to this, my total respect to this guy, who you can definitely see by the way he's been moving towards these affairs, towards these negotiations, that he wants Roma and he's determined. He wants to help the team. When it comes to that, I feel like Wijnaldum has done that as well, less than what Belotti is doing. But Wijnaldum has also shown desire to play for Roma when it comes to his deal as well. Wijnaldum is a player which has turned down a lot of money to come to Roma. And Belotti's kind of doing the same thing. So you can definitely see that this project, this manager, these owners, this general director is, they're very good at convincing players to come. Just because, this, looks like a very, ambitious project. That's definitely something to consider. Now, one thing which definitely needs to be said is that if 48 hours ago we were talking about Roma selling Shomurodov to buy Belotti, right now, most probably, Roma are going to sell Kluivert on loan. Kluivert is a player who is going to join Fulham, 99%. Today at Trigoria, his agent was in Trigoria today, and there were a lot of positive vibes. Fabrizio Romano and Gianluca Di Marzo both confirmed. So I think Justin Kluivert to Fulham will happen this week. Kluivert is a player who is kind of doesn't want to stay at Roma because the staff doesn't have faith in him. Mourinho doesn't like Justin Kluivert. You know, he said this to him directly. You're not part of my project. And this is exactly why Kluivert has not, been part of the team, has not been part of, what do you call it? The preseason in Portugal. He was never there. Mourinho and Kluivert go into completely different directions. I wouldn't have minded Kluivert, and we spoke about this already. I think Kluivert could have been a great player when it comes to squad depth, and I think he's a young player with a lot of talent. But the second your manager doesn't want you, then your faith just drops back down. And the only thing Kluivert wants right now is exactly that. He only wants to move to Fulham, and this move to Fulham will be completed in the next couple of days. And apart from that, Felix as well, because some lower clubs have shown interest in Felix. Now, let's not forget that Felix has renewed his contract a few months ago. So you're probably saying to yourself, this doesn't make sense. He renewed his contract a few months ago. Why the hell would he be leaving? This doesn't make sense. Doesn't that mean we literally had faith in a player? We made him sign the contract and now we don't want him anymore? Well, I'm getting the impression that Mourinho wants Belotti so much that he is ready to sacrifice either Felix or Shomurodov. For Mourinho, to have Belotti in his team is fundamental. And we've been hearing this a lot by Mourinho himself. Mourinho wants Belotti because he knows that Tammy will not be able to play every single match of the season. And he also knows that with Belotti, Tammy will be pushed to the absolute maximum. So he wants Belotti without a doubt. And Felix has been Mourinho's boy. Mourinho is Felix's football dad. That's exactly who Mourinho is to Felix. He grabbed him from the academy team, put him in a match, subbed him in against Kyrie last season and gave a good impact. In the next following match, what did he do? Match was fixed, 0-0, no one was scoring, no one was conceding. Mourinho had faith in him, he subbed him in, and he scored a double. He scored 2 goals and gave Roma the 3 points. From then, this bond between Mourinho and Felix has been built day by day. But this just puts to mind how much Mourinho wants Belotti. If he is ready to sacrifice Felix, who is, potentially going to play a big part in your future, we're sacrificing a player, potentially, this isn't confirmed, but potentially to reach Belotti, we could sacrifice a player who is going to potentially be your future. Now, I think Felix is one of those classic players which everyone overhyped. Don't get me wrong. I think he has a massive prospect in front of him. I think if he works hard, if he develops a lot, I think if consistency is something that Felix will stick to, I think Felix can become a great player, a great young footballer. But I think a lot of people can agree to this, is that everyone overhyped Felix. Because myself included, I remember in the match reaction after the match he scored a brace, I was saying a new star is born, wow, we're so lucky to have him in our team. Don't get me wrong, we are lucky because he's a young player. And we've seen how this team is growing a lot when it comes to looking at your academy side and choosing some players and putting in the first squad. We've seen this. There are a lot of examples when it comes to this. But I think, out of all, Felix has been overhyped by a lot of people just because of the 2 wonderful goals he scored. And what does that mean? That puts so much pressure because everyone now thinks after that performance that you're an amazing player. You're amazing. So every time you don't do something right, everyone starts kind of not getting upset, but kind of going, oh, well, so is he really that good? And I am a perfect example when it comes to that. After the 2 goals he scored against Genoa last season, Felix did not play one good match. No offense to him, he was atrocious in every match he played. His accuracy was terrible. His touches were terrible. His passing was terrible. Yes, I think he's got so much potential, as many people are, agreeing to this in the chat. But we've overhyped him. So we shall see. This isn't confirmed, right? The fact that Belotti is closer doesn't mean that Felix will 100% leave. Who will 100% leave is Kluivert. Kluivert will leave on a loan. Another thing which Thiago Pinto is kind of reflecting on when it comes to this Felix situation is the same situation as Tammy Abraham went from Chelsea to Roma. I am giving Cremonese and Salernitana are both interested in Felix. Let's put that to perspective. I could give Felix to them on a permanent deal, just like Chelsea did with Tammy with us, and then I can fix a date, and if by that year I am very convinced by Felix, I can pay some money and get him back. So imagine a hypothetical situation, which I think will be very hard to see, but Belotti comes and Felix goes to, let's say, Salernitana on a permanent move, but we fix this buyback clause. And if Belotti comes and he doesn't perform well, he just doesn't bag the goals, and then Mourinho actually realizes maybe Felix was actually better to keep than Belotti, then we can operate that buyback clause and buy Felix back. Because this buyback clause would not be the same as the buyback clause that Chelsea established with Tammy Abraham, because we're definitely not speaking about more than 10 million euros when it comes to this buyback clause. Chelsea and Roma have agreed on a buyback clause around 70, 60, 70, maybe 80 million euros, I'm not too sure. So if Chelsea want him back, they need to do a massive economic sacrifice on their transfer budget to buy Tammy back. If we want Felix back, we'll never pay that amount of money. If we want Felix back, I think we wouldn't even pay 10 million euros. So there is always this path that we could follow. But I think, without a doubt, Felix needs some experience to grab. And I think sitting on the bench at Roma does not develop you as a player. So the best move for Felix would be a loan. And that is exactly why it's something which Thiago Pinto, Mourinho himself will discuss in the next couple of days. Why couldn't we just give Felix on loan and buy Belotti? That's the situation. Because inevitably, 100%, Felix needs to be loaned out. One, because we don't need him. Because if we are not selling Shomurodov and we are buying Belotti, then I can see no match that Felix would start, with Tammy as well. And just for his sake, just to improve his football career, I'd rather for his best, to get loaned out than sit on the bench for the entire season. Because Felix won't play a lot of matches this season. So yeah, it's something to reflect on, and not to take too much time on, because I definitely think transfer market is ending in a couple of weeks, so we can't further expand this. But as if you're Italian, even if you're English, I'm not sure, but I've read so many Italian articles a few hours ago saying that they're so confident about Belotti, that they're so close about Belotti, that Belotti could arrive in Rome in these next couple of days. And there has definitely been something in the background of this, as we've seen a lot of times the Fredkins do with Thiago Pinto. I'm not sure if it's linked to this Kluivert situation going to Fulham, but Belotti is now, I've said it many times and then I was wrong. According to what I'm reading from many Roma sources, Belotti is closer than yesterday, and that is already a massive step. Let me read some comments, and then I will end the stream. Does the transfer have a buyback? Yeah, as we discussed that. Need to invest 100 million this window to have a place in top 4. We will not invest 100 million in this. I would love for this club to invest 100 million, and there were a lot of rumors saying, especially this winter, about a 100 million potential transfer budget. But seeing this transfer situation, the transfer market we're not going to spend 100 million in 2 weeks. So yeah. Bring Bailey from United and a competitive midfielder with good skill on ball. We can't rely on Matic, Gini for a full season. Defender, I think, again, Mourinho wants to prioritize this Belotti deal before and then potentially do a final rush on a defender. To get Belotti, you need to sell Kluivert and Felix. What a poor club, says Lee I. Felix is the future, says Ferdinand Chentox. Felix needs to learn how to lead the ball. Yes, 100%. And that is exactly why I think a loan would be perfect for him. Hello, TIK TOK. Don't you think we need a midfielder? Not necessarily. I think we need a backup striker and a defender way more than a midfielder. We have a lot of midfielders. Gini, Matic, Cristante, Bove, Volpato, Pellegrini can play deeper. We have a lot. So I'd rather Thiago Pinto focus on Belotti and a defender than a midfielder. Kluivert was okay to have in the team. I think we need to have another winner instead of the normal than your... I think we need to have another winner instead of the normal than your law. I don't get what that says. Sorry, man. Hi, Simon. On my own opinion, Felix is still a young player and is really working hard to stand the club. So it's more preferable to sell Shomurodov. You know, there are some parts of this which I totally agree. Totally. And then there's another situation which goes, if we really want to have the perfect attack, I think Shomurodov would be better than Felix just because he's a bit older, he's a bit more physical, and he scores more goals. But obviously Felix is part of your future. So we shall see what happens. You know, this isn't 100% confirmed. But just to note that Salernitana and Cremonese are going to present an offer for Felix. And this is confirmed by Di Marzio last night. I think we need another wing because we don't have anyone on the bench deck and get the job done if you need a sub. And we need a glass defender, a very good defender. Simon Mourinho is right. We need Belotti to be Tammy backup who can score goals. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. I want Belotti as well. The close for Tammy is £67 million, roughly 80 million euros. Yeah, you know, that is a lot. Chelsea to buy back Tammy needs... I mean, they do have the money, but it is a sacrifice. And I think, I've discussed this already, people are asking about, is Tammy gone next season? I think it all depends on the season he plays. Because if he performs really well this season, then I think, just like last season, he's going to fall in love with this club even more. You know, yesterday was the 1-year anniversary for Tammy at Roma. And in a comment on Instagram, he said, "My home." It's all of these details which puts to mind that Tammy loves the club, loves the city, and loves the fans. So to bring him away from this team, you need a lot. And trust me, you need a lot. Status update on Bailey or Tanganga. I would prefer to also target Kurt Zouma. No news on defenders. Right now, this is something said by Mourinho to Thiago Pinto. Focus on Belotti and then defenders. I would much rather want a backup striker than a defender. You know, these isn't direct words, but it's exactly what Mourinho has definitely said to Thiago Pinto over the course of these last days. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comments of this video your impressions about this, and let me know if Belotti comes, how many goals you think he will score. And if you haven't already, make sure to smash the subscribe button. Thank you so much for 5,200 subscribers. If you don't know, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm currently in Copenhagen, Denmark, because I'm going from Rome to Bodo, starting from $150. It's a challenge which I'm posting myself as a 5K special series. So these videos will come out in these next couple of weeks. I'm in Copenhagen right now, and if you see me in a hotel, I'm extremely lucky because I'm living on an extreme budget these days. And yeah, so if you haven't already, smash the subscribe button, share the link of my channel with your families and friends. Also, don't forget to smash the like button in this video and follow me on Instagram for updates, very important updates, not just on Roma, or on Simon lower score, ASO lower score, and also follow me on TikTok if you have so, or at AS Roma Theory. So yeah, let me know in the comments of the video who you think, how many goals you think Belotti will score if he will come. He's getting closer and closer. Hopefully by this weekend we will have key updates, potentially being an official player, potentially even sitting on the bench on Monday. Would you sell Felix to sign Belotti? 71% said da and 29% says no. So lads and lasses, I will catch you very, very soon. Simon out.